Welcome 1996, the United States Mint produced millions of 5-cent coins bearing the familiar image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. Known as the Jefferson nickel, this coin design had been in use since 1938. Yet, not all 1996 Jefferson nickels are created equal. While most are common and worth only their face value, certain rare specimens have turned heads in the numismatic world due to their unique characteristics, minting errors, or pristine condition. These outliers have attracted collectors and investors alike, elevating their value from mere cents to tens of thousands of dollars, and in the mythos of coin collecting, even up to an exaggerated claim of $96 million for 1 cent like historical significance. Often used to emphasize its value in educational or entertainment media. To appreciate the story behind the 1996 Jefferson nickel and how it gained such legendary status in the eyes of collectors and coin enthusiasts, one must delve into the deeper history of the coin itself. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. The obverse of the coin featured a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, and the reverse showed Jefferson's Monticello home, a symbol of his intellectual legacy and personal achievements. For nearly 7 decades, this design would dominate the 5-cent denomination in the United States, becoming one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. By 1996, the Jefferson nickel had become a staple of American currency, familiar to nearly every citizen. Yet, as is often the case in the world of coin collecting, minor variations, production errors, or pristine conditions could create a whirlwind of interest. One such coin minted in 1996 began to attract attention not long after its release. What made this particular coin so special was not immediately apparent to the average person who might have received it as change from a convenience store or gas station. But to the trained eye of a numismatist, it had all the makings of a rarity. Coins are struck using dies, tools that imprint the design onto a blank piece of metal known as a planchet. Over time, these dies can degrade, crack, or misalign. When a coin is struck with such a damaged die or when a mistake occurs during the minting process, it can result in errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws. These errors, while accidental, can make the coin significantly more valuable. The 1996 Jefferson nickel is notable for a few such errors, including double die obverse and reverse examples, as well as full steps on Monticello, indicating a particularly sharp and clear strike. The term full steps refers to the detail on Monticello's steps on the reverse side of the coin. Because of the design's depth and the pressure needed to render such detail, many nickels fail to show complete and distinct steps. A coin that exhibits 5 or 6 complete steps is considered to have exceptional quality and often fetches a premium at auction. Some 1996 Jefferson nickels with full steps have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their overall condition and the presence of any other striking features or errors. In rare cases, a coin that combines a flawless strike, full steps, high-grade condition, and a minting error becomes a collector's dream. Stories have emerged about 1996 nickels selling for tens of thousands of dollars due to these factors. While no coin has officially sold for $96 million, the symbolism behind that number, especially in YouTube and social media communities, has taken on a life of its own. Creators and numismatic educators sometimes use exaggerated figures to draw attention to coin collecting and inspire others to check their change for hidden treasures. The number $96 million serves more as a metaphor for the value of history and discovery than an actual appraisal. It is worth noting that most 1996 Jefferson nickels were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, identifiable by the P or D mint marks on the obverse side, just to the right of Jefferson's ponytail. Coins from the San Francisco Mint, designated with an S, were produced as proofs and are typically sold in collector sets. These proof coins are struck using specially prepared dies and planchets, giving them a mirror-like finish and greater detail. Proof versions of the 1996 Jefferson nickel, particularly those graded PR 69 or PR 70 by reputable grading services, can command respectable prices, especially when sold at public auctions. The condition of a coin is graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a flawless coin with no post-mint wear. A 1996 Jefferson nickel graded MS-68 or higher is exceedingly rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for such examples. The grading process itself is highly technical and requires a trained eye, but it serves an important role in the numismatic market by establishing trust and ensuring authenticity. Aside from condition and errors, the appeal of the 1996 Jefferson nickel lies in its connection to American history and the broader cultural significance of coins. Coins are more than just money, they are tangible artifacts of their time. They reflect the political, economic, and artistic values of a nation. Holding a 1996 Jefferson nickel is like holding a piece of the mid-1990s, a time of technological growth, cultural shifts, and international change. For collectors, this connection to the past is just as valuable as the coin's metal content or condition. Numismatics is one of the oldest hobbies in the world, and it thrives on stories. Every coin has a story, whether it's about how it was minted, who might have carried it, or how it survived the passage of time. The legend of the $96,000,1996 Jefferson nickel is one such story. While the number may be exaggerated, the excitement it generates is very real. It speaks to the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the dream that any one of us could stumble upon a hidden treasure lying quietly in our pocket. Change collectors often begin their journeys with a simple spark, a coin handed down from a grandparent, a foreign coin found on a trip, or a curiosity picked out of a handful of change. From there, the passion grows. Books are read, magnifying glasses are bought, and coins are sorted and catalogued. Communities form, both in person and online, where collectors share their finds, swap duplicates, and celebrate each other's discoveries. The 1996 Jefferson nickel has become a kind of modern legend within these communities, its stories shared on forums, in videos, and at coin shows across the country. One might ask why the Jefferson nickel, in particular, has sparked such enthusiasm. Part of the answer lies in its accessibility. Unlike gold or silver coins, the nickel is not intrinsically valuable in terms of its metal content. It can still be found in circulation, making it a treasure hunt for anyone with the patience and curiosity to look. At the same time, the Jefferson design is one of the most iconic in American coinage, combining classical aesthetics with a portrait of one of the nation's founding fathers. Another factor is the sheer number of variants and errors that can occur with nickels. From doubled dies to misplaced mint marks and planchet issues, the variety makes for a rich and engaging collecting experience. Each new find adds to the lore of the coin and deepens the appreciation of the hobby. Over time, myths and legends grow around certain coins, and their perceived value, symbolic or real, increases accordingly. The $96 million story is part of this tradition, serving as a kind of folklore within the numismatic world. It's not so much about believing the number as it is about what the number represents, the idea that extraordinary value can be hidden in the most ordinary of places. So the next time you receive change from a cashier or find an old coin in a drawer, take a closer look. You never know what story you might uncover. That simple nickel, tarnished and worn, could be more than just 5 cents, it could be a portal to history, a piece of art, or a stepping stone into a lifelong passion. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of the 1996 Jefferson nickel, it becomes clear that the value of a coin is not solely determined by its metal content or market price. It's measured in stories, in history, and in the joy it brings to those who seek it. Whether or not you believe in the legend of the $96 million nickel, there's no denying the impact it has had on the coin collecting world, and that's why we continue to search, to learn, and to share. Because even in the smallest coins, we find the biggest stories. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and the legend of the 1996 Jefferson nickel, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories about coins worth big money. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a treasure hidden in plain sight. Next, the vast and intricate world of numismatics, where collectors and historians find fascination in the smallest metallic treasures, one particular coin has steadily climbed the ranks of significance, the 1987 Jefferson nickel. To the untrained eye, it may appear as nothing more than a simple 5-cent coin issued by the United States Mint. But beyond its humble appearance lies a story rich in historical relevance, rare minting details, collector fervor, and astonishing value in today's market, so astonishing that some even associate it with a speculative face value of $87 million in historical worth. This coin, a standard issue in many respects, has somehow defied the odds and transcended its denomination, taking a prominent place in the hearts of collectors and the annals of coinage history. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and has since become one of the longest-running coin series in American history. It honors Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. His portrait, modeled after a bust by the French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon, appears on the obverse side of the coin. On the reverse, the iconic image of Jefferson's Monticello estate has stood as a symbolic representation of American ideals and neoclassical architecture. By 1987, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for nearly 5 decades. The year itself, while not marked by any official numismatic fanfare, proved to be part of a decade known for subtle transitions and mintage variations. The late 1980s in the United States saw the evolution of minting technology, increased focus on coin quality, and a surge in interest among hobbyist collectors. It was a time when coins were not just currency but also artifacts that captured the zeitgeist of an era. The 1987 Jefferson nickel emerged from this period as a coin worth a second glance, minted in 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 1987 Jefferson nickel had standard mintage numbers on paper. However, the distribution of quality strikes, proof versions, and error coins has influenced their desirability. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark at the time, while Denver used the D mark and San Francisco produced proof coins with the S mint mark. Among these, the San Francisco proofs were struck with higher precision and primarily aimed at collectors, not general circulation. One of the key reasons the 1987 Jefferson nickel garners so much attention today is due to the presence of rare error coins. These minting anomalies have always been a captivating subset in coin collecting. For the 1987 issue, several known errors exist, double strikes, off-center strikes, and improperly annealed planchets being among the most valued. Some examples exhibit extraordinary visual characteristics, such as sharply doubled obverse elements or significant die cracks, turning a common 5-cent piece into a rare collectible with staggering auction potential. What elevates the 1987 Jefferson nickel beyond mere error coin interest, however, is the mythos and intrigue that surround a few specimens believed to have been struck on the wrong planchets or using retired or repurposed dies. In some collector circles, stories circulate about a small batch of these coins mistakenly struck on silver planchets or even foreign blanks, creating legendary status for such finds. While concrete evidence remains sparse, the hunt for these elusive variations continues to drive collector enthusiasm to this day. The grading of coins plays a critical role in determining their value, and this is no different for the 1987 Jefferson nickel. Coins are typically assessed on a 70-point scale by major grading services like PCGS and NGC. A nickel from 1987 that is still in circulation likely shows signs of wear, but those found in uncirculated or proof condition, especially those graded MS68 or higher, are extremely rare. The higher the grade, the more exponential the value increase. High-grade proof versions, especially those still in their original government packaging, are particularly prized. Interestingly, a select few 1987 Jefferson nickels have surfaced at public auctions or private sales, reaching unexpectedly high prices. These coins, often accompanied by grading certificates and expert documentation, can command thousands of dollars depending on condition and provenance. The story of one such coin, a perfectly preserved proof with a rare strike anomaly, reportedly sold for over $15,000, remains one of the most talked about sales among Jefferson nickel enthusiasts. Cultural fascination with coins and currency has always been about more than just their face value. Coins are seen as miniature time capsules, physical representations of economic policy, political legacy, and societal values. The 1987 Jefferson nickel stands out in this regard. It carries the visage of a founding father, the architectural charm of Monticello, and a tangible link to the Reagan-era economy, which emphasized American pride, fiscal reform, and traditional values. For many, the coin evokes nostalgia, a remembrance of a simpler time, where a handful of change still meant something substantial. In recent years, social media and digital platforms have amplified the appeal of coin collecting. Videos, blogs, and online forums are flooded with stories about rare finds, grading tips, and tales of common coins turning out to be financial jackpots. Among these, the 1987 Jefferson nickel frequently appears, often touted as a potential hidden gem lurking in your pocket change. Some content creators have gone so far as to frame it with exaggerated claims, like assigning it a face value of $87 million, to underscore its perceived rarity and importance. While such claims are not literal, they reflect the immense value placed on uniqueness, historical context, and collector demand. It's essential to note that the $87 million figure attributed to the 1987 Jefferson nickel isn't an official valuation but a symbolic representation of its perceived worth in numismatic folklore. The number, while hyperbolic, resonates with collectors who understand that rarity, condition, and demand can combine to create near-priceless artifacts. For the right buyer, and in the right condition, any coin can become a historical marvel worth far beyond its printed denomination. What truly sets the 1987 Jefferson nickel apart, though, is its duality. On one hand, it is a mass-produced object, available in the millions and largely overlooked. On the other, it is a prized collectible whose variants and rare versions spark bidding wars and command reverence in the coin community. This dual nature perfectly encapsulates the magic of numismatics. Where ordinary objects hold extraordinary stories, collectors continue to seek this coin for its potential. Whether searching for high-grade examples, rare errors, or simply to complete a date set, the 1987 Jefferson nickel maintains its allure. Coin shows, online auctions, estate sales, and even everyday pocket change remain the hunting grounds for hopeful enthusiasts. With each discovery, new stories are added to the legend of this nickel, further cementing its place in numismatic history. The coin also symbolizes the broader trends in the hobby. As younger generations enter the world of coin collecting, many are drawn to pieces from the 1980s and 1990s, decades that align with their parents' and grandparents' lifetimes. This generational interest has breathed new life into coins like the 1987 Jefferson nickel, ensuring their legacy continues well into the future. It's not just a coin, it's a bridge between past and present, a piece of history you can hold in your hand. The fascination with the 1987 Jefferson nickel also speaks to the evolving value of tangible assets in a digital world. As cryptocurrencies and virtual transactions dominate modern finance, physical coins serve as enduring reminders of national heritage and economic evolution. Their weight, texture, and design offer a sensory experience that cannot be replicated digitally, making them inherently valuable to collectors who crave authenticity. In the final analysis, the 1987 Jefferson nickel is more than just a piece of currency. It's a testament to enduring design, accidental rarity, and collector passion. Its story continues to be written with every new find, every auction sale, and every collector who adds it to their trove. Whether it sits quietly in a coin folder or dazzles in a display case, its worth goes beyond metal content or nominal value. It becomes part of a greater narrative about time, treasure, and the thrill of discovery. So next time you come across a nickel from 1987, take a moment to consider its potential. Look at the mint mark, examine the condition, and maybe even dream a little about the stories it could tell. Because within that small, silver-hued disc may lie a hidden gem, a rare piece of American history, and perhaps, just perhaps, a coin that could be worth far more than its face suggests that if you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating story of the 1987 Jefferson nickel and its extraordinary journey from common coin to collector treasure, be sure to like this video, share it with fellow enthusiasts, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from the world of coins. Your next big discovery could be just a pocket away. Next, 1967. The world of numismatics. Few coins have stirred the imagination and fascination of collectors like the 1967 Jefferson nickel. Issued by the United States Mint during a decade of great transformation in American society, the 1967 Jefferson nickel holds a unique place in the tapestry of U.S. coinage. While its face value is a mere 5 cents, stories and speculation have surrounded this coin for years, with rare examples being attributed astonishingly high values, some even suggesting an extraordinary worth of $67 million. Such tales may sound like myths, but the allure they hold continues to spark excitement among collectors, historians, and even casual observers. The year 1967 was a transitional period for U.S. coin production. Coming off the heels of the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver from dimes and quarters and changed the composition of half dollars, the U.S. Mint faced enormous pressure to maintain sufficient coin supply due to a national coin shortage. It was during this time that the production of nickels, including the Jefferson series, ramped up significantly. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, featured an image of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia estate, Monticello, on the reverse. The coin's design remained largely unchanged for decades, providing a sense of consistency amidst the evolving landscape of American currency. By 1967, the nickel had already become a mainstay of everyday commerce. It was neither glamorous nor especially rare in circulation. Yet, hidden among the hundreds of millions minted that year, a few unique specimens have become legendary in the coin collecting community. What makes some of these coins allegedly worth millions? The answer lies in their condition, minting anomalies, historical context, and the ever-present human tendency to attach immense value to rarity. During the 1960s, especially in 1967, the U.S. Mint did not use mint marks on coins. This decision was part of a larger effort to discourage coin hoarding during the shortage. As such, all nickels minted that year appear without a mint mark, making it challenging to distinguish between those struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Although this uniformity might suggest a lack of collectability, the opposite is true. Because fewer varieties exist, any deviation from the norm, a misstrike, an off-center stamp, a double die error, becomes significantly more valuable. There are several known varieties of the 1967 Jefferson nickel that attract collectors. Some examples have been discovered with dramatic doubling of the lettering, particularly the word "Liberty" and the motto, "In God We Trust." Others show off-center strikes or clipped planchets, mistakes made during the minting process that resulted in uniquely malformed coins. These error coins are not merely curiosities, they are treasured for their rarity and the glimpse they provide into the minting process itself. Coin grading also plays a pivotal role in determining a nickel's value. Professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, assess coins based on factors such as luster, strike quality, and absence of wear. A 1967 Jefferson nickel graded MS67 or higher is exceedingly rare, and when such a coin surfaces, it often garners considerable attention at auctions. The higher the grade, the more the coin approaches perfection, and the more desirable it becomes to serious collectors. So, how does a 5-cent coin reach a supposed valuation of $67 million? While no official sale has ever confirmed such a staggering amount, stories of extreme value typically stem from coins with an incredible backstory. Some tales involve coins found in forgotten boxes, inherited collections, or tucked inside old furniture. When these coins are appraised and discovered to be rare varieties or in pristine condition, their perceived value skyrockets. In certain narratives, a coin becomes associated with historical events or famous figures, further enhancing its mythical status. One particular 1967 Jefferson nickel has been at the center of numerous rumors and speculation. Supposedly found in nearly perfect condition with an uncirculated shine, flawless strike, and an unusual die rotation error, this coin reportedly attracted private offers in the tens of millions. While these reports remain unverified, they have nonetheless fueled interest in the coin and heightened awareness of its potential worth. Beyond error coins and condition, historical context is also essential in evaluating a coin's appeal. The 1960s were a tumultuous time in American history. The Vietnam War, civil rights movement, and cultural shifts defined the decade. As such, items from this era, including coins, are imbued with significance. A seemingly ordinary nickel from 1967 becomes a time capsule, offering a tangible connection to the past. This emotional resonance adds another layer of value that cannot be quantified by metal content or minting statistics alone. Collectors also point to the dwindling number of high-quality 1967 Jefferson nickels in existence. Most of the coins struck that year entered circulation and were used for decades, enduring countless transactions and handling. As a result, finding a coin that remains in near mint or mint state is exceedingly rare. The scarcity of well-preserved examples drives up demand and, subsequently, value. Numismatic auctions have seen some surprising results in recent years. Coins once thought to be of modest value have achieved record-breaking prices due to the right combination of rarity, condition, and bidding wars between passionate collectors. A 1967 nickel in exceptional condition could fetch thousands, or more, if presented at the right venue to the right audience. While $67 million might seem unrealistic to some, in the world of collectibles, value is often defined not by logic, but by emotion and competition. Then there's the psychological aspect of value. When a story about a coin being worth millions circulates, it often ignites a frenzy of interest. People rush to search their change jars, hoping to find a hidden gem. This phenomenon, seen with other coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent, fuels the mythos around coins like the 1967 Jefferson nickel. The possibility of discovering something so valuable in everyday change is a dream that never ceases to excite. Additionally, the notion of a $67 million valuation aligns with a symbolic interpretation. The year 1967 matched with a fantastical figure of $67 million. This numerological symmetry, though obviously exaggerated, reinforces the story's charm and memorability. It may not be grounded in reality, but it persists because it captures the imagination. In recent years, social media and digital platforms have amplified interest in rare coins. Videos and posts claiming coins are worth millions go viral, reaching millions of viewers. While some of these claims may be inflated or inaccurate, they serve to educate the public and draw attention to the hobby of coin collecting. People who were previously unaware of numismatics suddenly find themselves captivated by stories of hidden fortune. Coin collecting is more than a pastime, it is a bridge to history, art, and culture. Each coin, no matter how small or common, holds a story. The 1967 Jefferson nickel, through its design, production history, and potential for anomalies, invites collectors to explore these stories. Whether or not a coin is truly worth millions, the pursuit of that possibility enriches the lives of those who search. This sense of adventure, combined with the factual rarity of certain mint conditions and errors, keeps the 1967 Jefferson nickel in the spotlight. While most examples are worth face value or slightly more, a select few possess the characteristics that make them treasures. It is this tantalizing prospect that keeps coin enthusiasts examining every nickel with care and hope. In conclusion, the legend of the 1967 Jefferson nickel endures not because every coin of that year is inherently valuable, but because the search for rare and exceptional pieces transforms ordinary pocket change into objects of wonder. The stories that emerge, whether confirmed or speculative, contribute to the vibrant culture of numismatics. Coins like the 1967 Jefferson nickel represent more than currency, they are symbols of discovery, patience, and passion. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and the fascinating history of the 1967 Jefferson nickel, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with fellow enthusiasts. Your support helps keep the treasure hunt alive for everyone interested in the rich history and hidden value of coins. Next, 1994. The vast and intricate world of coin collecting. There exists a curious intersection between history, art, economy, and human fascination. Among the many coins that have traveled across counters, pockets, and time itself, the 1994 Jefferson nickel has emerged not only as a point of interest for numismatists but also as a centerpiece in stories of unexpected fortune. This ordinary piece of metal, bearing the face of Thomas Jefferson and minted in the United States in 1994, has gained a mythos surrounding its so-called $94 million face value, a symbolic figure used by collectors and storytellers to emphasize its perceived importance, rarity, and the intriguing twists of history that it encapsulates. At first glance, the 1994 Jefferson nickel looks like any other 5-cent coin struck in the latter part of the 20th century. It features the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, facing left. His portrait has graced the nickel since 1938, replacing the buffalo nickel design. On the reverse is Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, depicted with elegant simplicity. Yet, despite its unassuming appearance, the 1994 Jefferson nickel has become a symbol of hidden treasures waiting to be discovered within the realm of pocket change. To understand how such a coin could come to be associated with tremendous value, one must delve into the dynamics of coin minting and the various quirks and anomalies that elevate certain coins into the upper echelons of collectability. The United States Mint, responsible for producing the country's coinage, operates in a carefully monitored, high-volume environment. Even so, errors occur. Double strikes, off-center mintings, wrong planchet errors, and other striking abnormalities occasionally pass through unnoticed and enter circulation. These flawed coins are exceedingly rare and, for collectors, represent a sort of numismatic holy grail. The 1994 Jefferson nickel is not especially rare in its standard form. Millions were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, and they continue to circulate today. However, among the countless nickels struck that year, a small number exhibit characteristics that elevate their desirability. Certain coins from 1994 have been found with full steps on the Monticello building on the reverse side. Collectors highly prize these full steps nickels because they indicate an unusually sharp and well-preserved strike, something not always achieved in everyday minting processes. A 1994 nickel with full steps in mint state condition can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its overall grade. Beyond the physical attributes of the coin, stories of high-value sales and speculative worth have contributed to the legend of the 1994 nickel being worth $94 million. While no Jefferson nickel has ever sold for such an astronomical sum, this face value serves more as a metaphor or hyperbolic statement emphasizing the immense potential hidden in seemingly mundane items. It invites people to dream, to consider the possibility that a common object, one they might carry unknowingly, could hold immense value due to rarity, condition, or historical significance. One important aspect of this growing intrigue is the role of error coins. In the coin collecting community, error coins have always held a special place. They are tangible proof of imperfection in an otherwise systematic process. Whether a nickel was struck with a die intended for a different coin, struck off-center, or created from the wrong metal composition, such errors make these coins unique. They often become legendary within collecting circles and can command sky-high prices at auctions. In the case of the 1994 Jefferson nickel, collectors have reported various mint errors including off-center strikes and double die obverse variations. Each of these anomalies adds layers of interest and potential value to the coin. Auctions have played a vital role in determining the real-world value of rare coins. In recent years, the numismatic market has seen increased attention thanks to online platforms and specialized auction houses. A pristine 1994 nickel with the right error and in high grade might attract intense bidding, driving its value far beyond what most would expect for a 5-cent coin. While the majority of these coins remain modest in value, the few that are exceptional make headlines. These stories help cement the mythos around coins like the 1994 Jefferson nickel and perpetuate the narrative that one could stumble upon a multi-million-dollar treasure in their pocket. But beyond the monetary aspect, the 1994 Jefferson nickel also reflects an important era in American history. The early 1990s were a time of transition, economically and culturally. The Cold War had ended, technology was on the rise, and the world was becoming more interconnected. In such a transformative period, even the coins struck carried with them the silent mark of history. Holding a 1994 nickel is like holding a small piece of that broader cultural context, a fragment of metal that bore witness to a rapidly changing world. Collectors often speak of the stories that coins tell. Each scratch, each imperfection, each minting variation is part of a silent narrative that spans decades. Coins pass through countless hands, participate in innumerable transactions, and journey across cities and states. By the time a 1994 Jefferson nickel ends up in a collector's folder or an auction house showcase, it has lived a life that spans more than 30 years. It may have paid for a child's candy, settled a parking meter, or lain dormant in a forgotten jar. Its history is intertwined with the lives of ordinary people, making it all the more special. The phenomenon of attributing extravagant worth to coins also reflects human fascination with rarity and the allure of the unknown. There is something innately compelling about the idea that a small, overlooked object could hold enormous value. It is the essence of treasure hunting, distilled into a modern-day context. Whether searching through rolls of change from the bank or examining jars of coins inherited from relatives, enthusiasts are driven by the hope that they might be the ones to uncover a hidden gem. In popular media, the story of valuable coins has found fertile ground. Television programs, YouTube videos, and blogs frequently explore the world of rare coins, often highlighting extraordinary finds and high-stakes auctions. These stories captivate the imagination and invite audiences into a world where history, chance, and value converge in fascinating ways. The 1994 Jefferson nickel, with its symbolic $94 million face value, fits perfectly into this narrative landscape. It is the coin that makes you look twice, the one that makes you wonder what might be hiding in your own change. Educating the public about coin collecting has also contributed to the increasing awareness and popularity of coins like the 1994 Jefferson nickel. Organizations like the American Numismatic Association and countless independent collectors share knowledge through articles, forums, and social media. These efforts not only help people recognize potentially valuable coins but also foster a deeper appreciation for the craftsmanship, history, and cultural significance of currency. As more people learn what to look for, such as mint marks, strike quality, and rare errors, the thrill of the hunt grows stronger. Ultimately, the 1994 Jefferson nickel serves as a reminder that value is not always obvious. Sometimes it lies beneath the surface, revealed only through close observation and an understanding of context. While most of these nickels may remain in circulation or tucked away in forgotten drawers, a select few have ascended to collector stardom, becoming the subject of fascination and desire. Whether because of a rare error, a perfect strike, or the captivating story woven around it, this coin has captured the imagination of the numismatic world. And so, as we consider the journey of the 1994 Jefferson nickel, from its minting 3 decades ago to its current status as a sought-after collectible, we are reminded that history often hides in plain sight. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth far more than its face value suggests. In the case of this nickel, that value is measured not just in dollars but in wonder, discovery, and the timeless human love for mystery. If you enjoyed this exploration into the fascinating story of the 1994 Jefferson nickel and the immense worth that may lie hidden in your own change, don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to our channel for more incredible tales of coins that made history, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or any rare finds of your own. You never know, you just might be holding the next $1 million coin.